We are here, Hartford Police Department. Go up in here, and in this complaint form.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good, how you doing?
All right.
Chief McFarland.
Oh, Reggie. Nice to meet you as well.
That is. I have a badge number. It's
a badge
601.
number?
Yeah,
601. Oh, 601. Okay, I'm sorry. What's been Chief said he didn't have a badge number.
Oh, I do.
Okay.
601.
Alrighty. I'm not exactly sure if you're familiar with the situation, but brief summary. I was out here recording the police department in the city of Hartford. I was contacted by Officer Kobach. He deserves a promotion. That guy was awesome.
Oh, Kobach?
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't even identify him. He was so awesome.
Oh.
I didn't ask him for his name or his badge or anything because he was so awesome. Okay. He seen me out there. He just sat and watched me recording. I wasn't doing anything. I was on public property the whole time. I didn't do anything wrong. I went and spoke to him because he was just watching me. We had a great conversation. Okay. It was pretty awesome.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. It's nice to hear that about our officers once in a while because we're taking a beating all over the place lately. Honestly,
he was great. He deserves, that officer deserves to be like a field training officer or something. He deserves, he was respectful, polite, like he literally didn't even attempt to accuse me of anything nefarious whatsoever. That man was amazing. That was it. I had a great conversation with him, went home. Okay. The very next day, I went to West Bend. I did the same thing with their department, went inside, checked it out. I'm not sure if you're aware of what's going on in America with the injustice and the police misconduct. That's so
I see a lot of it on the news.
Yes, it's so all around. So I came to see the departments that I was surrounded by. That's it. What's been completely different. They treated me like I was breaking into cars, breaking into their police station, like I had committed a crime. Really? They treated me like a pure criminal. So it's all recorded. This is all recorded. Sure. This is all recorded on my GoPro, as well as my phone. It is all completely recorded. It is on the internet. It has been viewed. Detective Ingebretson and Detective McCarthy, in the last 12 days, they brought close to 5,000 subscribers to my channel because of what they did.
Are you like a YouTuber then?
I am.
What it is?
I am indeed. I am indeed. And so, I was just exercising my First Amendment protected activity of recording in public. That's it. I didn't even speak to anyone. So everything went fine here. West Bend, completely different, completely different reaction. They completely treated me like I was a criminal. Spoke to the lieutenant there, told him they knew what I was doing. They didn't arrest me or try to arrest me or anything. That was the end of that. I ended up going home. So then the very next day, Hartford teamed up with West Bend, and both detectives from both of these departments. Sorry. No, not a problem. Two detectives from both departments, one detective from each department, two in total, showed up at my doorstep the very next day. Now, I'm not even complaining about how they got my name or information. I should make a complaint about that because they falsely ran information and investigated me unwarrantedly. I didn't give my name or anything. They didn't know who I was. They ran the information of the car I was driving, and they did an investigation onto who I was and showed up at my house.
What kind of investigation was it?
You tell me. I have no idea. This is your department and West Bend's department. I have no idea what investigation it was. I didn't do anything unlawful. That is the problem. Usually, that is the reason for the complaints.
Sure. If one of our guys was there,
Detective Ingebretson, badge number 605.
Yeah, once in a while when other law enforcement agencies come into our jurisdiction for whatever purpose, if they're doing an investigation like you're describing from West Bend, they'll ask one of us to be there with them because it's actually our jurisdiction. We're not doing anything, we're just accompanying them so that...
Even to assist in a violation of First Amendment rights? I was given a warning for prowling. Well, that's, you can't show up unannounced on a private citizen's property to assist in giving an unlawful order or an unlawful warning. I understand you guys are doing the whole, we didn't partake, we were just there, but you walked onto my property.
It's like mutual aid, I guess is what it's called.
But you guys both unlawfully walked onto my property to give me an unlawful.
So that's what this is.
Yes,
correct?
the complaint is on Detective Ingebretson, as well as the letter to intent to sue. It is on Detective Ingebretson specifically.
All right.
Him and Detective McCarthy, that is in violation of 18 USC 13-241, conspiracy against rights. Knowing that I had done nothing, no crime was committed, nothing was done wrong, the very next day, each of you teamed up and sent 2 detectives to my home to give me an unlawful warning for prowling.
Did Detective Ingebretson make contact with you? Did he?
He introduced himself and all that. Okay. He introduced himself and all that, but Detective McCarthy took over most of the talking. Detective McCarthy took over most of the talking, but Detective Ingebretson was there, came there. He identified himself and everything, so he was a part of it.
I'm assuming it's because at the time he assumed he was part of some lawful investigation from West.
No laws are broken, sir.
And it's not.
And I have it all on video.
Yeah,
this is all on the internet.
Okay.
This has been viewed hundreds of thousands of times, sir, on multiple channels, not just mine. It is Detective McCarthy and Detective Ingebretson has literally.
Yep, I hear what you're saying.
They are popular on the internet right now.
These things fog up so bad. Bear with me, my glasses. I have to write them down.
Oh, it's not a problem. I have the same issue.
After McCarthy westbound from a different place. A verbal warning for prowling, okay. Prowling, I'm assuming when they're talking about when you were at the West Bend Police Department?
And here as well. Detective McCarthy referenced both. He referenced West Bend and me being at he referenced me recording at any department. He referenced in general police department, but
we don't obviously have a problem with that.
Well,
so
Detective Ingebretson showed up at my house, sir.
Well,
and so did Detective McCarthy. That's 2 different detectives from 2 different departments that I just so happened to was recording at, conspired to give me a warning for prowling. Prowling is lurking with the intent to commit a crime.
Yeah.
And somehow they turned me recording into prowling and gave me a verbal warning on camera in front of hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah, I don't think this relates, though, to your experience here at our agency, because Ingebretson never had any conversation with me or anybody else about you prowling around here, and I don't think any of us have a problem with you videotaping.
Then why'd he show up at my house?
It's mutual aid. It's one of those things where we go with another law enforcement agency that doesn't have jurisdiction here if they're wanting to pass something on to you, and it's as simple as that.
Okay,
there's
well,
nothing on file for you here that you were prowling, and if you want a record,
there's nothing
I
on.
can get it for you.
There's nothing on file that was been for me prowling either.
Well, they should have something.
They have absolutely nothing. When I spoke to the chief himself, Chief Mueller, and he said flat out, nobody called for prowling. I have him on video as well, just like I'm video. It's all on the internet, sir. This is all on the internet. This is all. My witness is the camera. My witness is the camera. I do not have any other witnesses that I can call another witness, a person who was there with me, but I don't need to call him because I have it all on camera. So camera doesn't lie. My footage don't come up missing. My footage isn't edited. It's pure in the raw.
Well, I hope you're not assuming that I'm lying to you and what I'm telling you right now. I don't lie either.
I can appreciate that.
25 years of not lying to anybody. So
well, you are the head of this department, sir. You are the head of the department. And Detective Ingebretson is a detective under your authority.
That is correct.
And he was unlawfully on my private property, a citizen of the United States of America who had committed no crime. And he aided in giving me a warning for prowling. You guys can...
Well, he didn't give you the warning, though.
He aided in giving me the warning. He came onto my property with another detective. He's from a whole different department. I
totally get what you're saying. Okay. We're going to have to agree to disagree on how that whole thing works.
The courts will
warning for
agree or disagree.
And I'm assuming that it's from West Bend. Because of what you did there.
I don't know who it's from because both of you were there. So therefore, the courts can decide.
And I explained all that to you. And that's
your explanation isn't sufficient enough for the reason of him coming on my private property to assist in giving me a warning.
There's nothing more that I can do to explain it to you. Okay. But I am going to take your complaint.
Oh yeah, the Mayor Mahalik has it as well.
Okay.
He has a copy of them as well. The West Bend mayor has Shoemaker or whatever his name is. He has
I
a
can't
copy of them as well. So I've given copies to all of them.
When did you give it to the mayor today?
I'm not. Yes, I'm not exactly sure what line you guys are trying to go behind. I'm not sure exactly who's gave. I don't know who gave me the warning. Who's officially giving me the warning? It wasn't written. It was a blatant intimidation tactic that you guys did. It was just blatant intimidation. There is no crime that was committed. There was nothing that happened, sir, and therefore, the warning for prowling, it doesn't matter who thought what. There was no prowling happening, and therefore it is an unlawful warning. Sure. I can only assume that the two detectives who showed up at my door are the two detectives that's giving me the warning for prowling. I don't know who conspired against what. You guys did your investigation. The whole next day, they showed up at my house, and if you're saying that had nothing to do with you guys, then there shouldn't have been a Hartford police officer on my doorstep.
You seem very upset about this. Clearly,
oh, highly upset. For recording? I got two detectives that came to the home. You guys investigated me and found my name and everything.
I don't know.
For no crime that was committed. You don't know anything to be the chief of police. That's awesome.
I don't know how, well, I'm not the chief of West Bend, so.
But you're the chief of Hartford. Your detective was there too. How don't you know anything about it and one of your detectives was there? It makes no sense.
I just explained it to you. You can either not listen to what I'm telling you for your YouTubers out there, because what you're doing is you're framing our conversation in a one direction.
I just told you, I don't know who gave me the warning. I don't know your investigation tactics. I don't know what you guys did. I am not.
Engelbretson gave you the warning.
No, I didn't. No, I said he assisted McCarthy in giving me the warning. It's all on video. I don't have to lie about nothing. He assisted. I said he assisted another detective and gave me a warning. He assisted.
Correct.
That's what I said. So
that's what you said.
Yeah. It's all in the report as well, so.
And I also explained.
You asked me if Detective McCarthy said the warning. I said no, he identified himself, but McCarthy did all the talking. I even told you that. So I'm not sure where you're going with this, but it doesn't matter.
I'm also not sure where you're going with it. I
just told you, two detectives were unlawfully on.
Is this what this is for?
Why?
Is this why you're here? So
I have a criminal lawyer who referred me to a civil litigator. I've spoken about this. I've talked about this. I didn't understand why they showed up at my door, how they found out my identity, I don't understand how none of this happened. And yet it happened. And now you're telling me, oh, well, Hartford didn't have anything to do with that. It was all West Bend. Well, I'm telling you, I don't know who it was. All I know is two detectives showed up at my door, one from West Bend, one from Hartford. I don't care who it was. It's an unlawful warning for prowling. I don't care who's taking blame for it. Two detectives showed up, one from each department. I was giving a warning, an unlawful warning for prowling when everyone knew I was engaged in just recording in public. It's on record. Everybody knew this. I spoke to Officer Koback, who knew this. I spoke to the Sergeant Decker at West Bend, as well as the lieutenant. Everyone knew what I was doing. The very next day, it was still deemed necessary to send two detectives to my home. How they got my name, I don't know. What investigation was done, I don't know. What internal, who got what, I don't know. I could FOIA, and it all depends on if the information comes up missing or not. You guys in the blue line, you stick together. So I'm not sure who did what with what, but you're saying you assisted, your officer assisted.
The statement that you just made is for your viewers. When you say you guys with the blue line stick together, I don't know what's going to happen with the information. You're insinuating that we're going to. I
speak the truth. You want to get defensive? You go right ahead and get defensive. I don't care.
You are.
I don't care.
I'm good.
I speak the truth. Your detective, as well as the West Bend detective, came to my home. These are facts. What your reasoning is?
What's going on here?
And they might, because you ain't explaining it to me.
I absolutely understand.
Your detective showed up at my home and you're saying, oh, you had nothing to do with that. You were just assisting. Okay, then, no worries.
This conversation, and I'm assuming from other ones, if you've been in with police, is you do not understand law enforcement at all.
If you say so.
Or what's happening.
If you say so.
And I understand you're upset. And I want to help you as much as I possibly can.
No worries. I don't need you.
I am going to take your
push that up
the letter.
If you push that up the proper line of command or chain or whatever y'all do, that's the help. That's the only help I ask of you, sir. You don't have to assist me in any other way.
What you have to do is you have to stop. and breathe
Absolutely
and
not.
listen to what people are
Absolutely not. You guys are.
telling you. You have to.
Look,
We're
okay.
people, Reggie. We're people just like
We
you.
are people. No. We are people. Y'all are in abuse of authority. And I'm not
So is
specifically
that for
talking
your
about
viewers
you.
too? Is that something too for your viewers when you make a comment like that?
I
to
just
me?
said I'm not specifically talking about you, but you want to cut me off. So say
Yeah,
what you
but-
want. I'm going to
but
say what I
the
want to
blue
say no
line
matter
sticks
what.
together, Reggie.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
you
you
guys
said. So I'm
do.
assuming
All
you're saying that on the
from
blue
Washington
line, we
to
all stick
Florida,
together.
from New York to California. You guys are all the same. It's been proven. You not seeing what's going on in America? Yes.
Well, I absolutely
Yes.
see it. Absolutely,
What's
I
the
see it.
statistics exactly? Show me the
You tell me.
statistics and then you debate it.
You tell me what the statistics are. What are they? How many unfortunate young black citizens in this country are killed by other than law enforcement every single day, and what are their names?
You said other than law
It
enforcement?
makes me cry to even think about
Well,
it.
you guys are trained to do everything but kill a citizen. You're supposed to take the tactics to do everything except use deadly force. You have to, there's a line from consensual contact all the way down.
you
You
know
guys
what
have
that's called?
levels. The black population makes up 13% of the United States of America, and yet 25% of the law enforcement killings are black people. Where does that number fit in? 13% of the population, 25% of the police killings.
You tell me.
I'm not a police. How the hell do I know? You guys are the ones with the
why do I-
tasers and all the sprays and everything, and yet you grabbed the gun first. That's not me. I'm not a police
Who
officer.
said I grabbed the gun first?
I didn't say you.
it.
I said you guys, police officers. You see
Okay.
what I mean? Don't twist my words.
I'm not. You're the one saying.
And I said you guys. I'm speaking in general as police
the blue line
officers.
sticks together.
And you
So
guys
that's what
do.
you're talking about.
As soon as Black Lives Matter formed, you guys formed Blue Lives Matter. You guys, you know what you're doing. It's all good.
That you know what you're talking about. That's actually true. The blue.
Oh, I know. Everything I speak is in truth, whether you want to accept it or not.
No, it's just the last thing you said.
And if
actually.
you say so, sir.
The blue line thing.
What about the statistics of 13% of America is made up of black people, and yet 25% of the people killed by cops are black people? What about that stat? Is that made up as well?
I don't know what are all those situations?
Google could be your
and
best friend.
What's well, don't rely on
you
Google.
well you
know where
I'm
should
saying
go?
you can look it up. That's all. You could Google and look things up. I'm not saying I look up that specific
No,
stat. I'm saying you
I
can. Oh
understand
my
what
goodness.
you're saying.
You clearly
I
don't.
don't trust Google, and neither should you. But you can go to UCR statistics. Do you know what that is? Uniform Crime Reporting.
Huh?
You should look it up, Reggie. I'm serious. Go to it. That's where all the crime reporting happens.
And okay, and what about the crimes that aren't reported? What about the misconduct that aren't reported? That if there weren't cameras, it would have never been reported. What about the lost footages, the lost
We've had
police
cameras
statements?
for like 10 years. I don't know.
Okay, you referring you want to keep pointing back to Hartford PD when I'm talking about police in general. You can go right ahead and do that
So
because
you're upset about generally everything in the country.
no, well,
that's going on right
no.
now.
In this particular instance, I'm upset that someone found my goddamn identity somehow, some way, and showed up at my house when I had my kids there in school.
And West Bend couldn't give you any information on
They
that?
gave me nothing. They gave me nothing.
Really?
That's what I'm telling you to your face. Go look at the videos. They gave me nothing, and you're giving me nothing. We weren't there. We assisted, but we weren't a part of it. We didn't give you. I have nothing on record that gave you a warning.
That's as simple as I can get for you. All we did was assist, and
Exactly.
that's really it.
And that's the same thing Chief Mueller said.
I mean,
and
we're
yet
not-
somehow two detectives found my name, ran me through their system, investigated, and came to my doorstep and gave me a warning for prowling.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
how they found out your
Well,
information. I didn't
Don't
even
know
that
either
you
and don't
resided
care.
in
It
the
happens.
city
So
before.
all that matters to me is that it happens, sir. I don't.
Sure, I get it.
I don't really care how they found my information. I'm not a criminal. I don't have nothing to hide. I got a couple little tidbits, misdemeanors in the past or whatnot. I don't care about that. I'm not a criminal. I haven't done nothing wrong. I have nothing to hide.
I got nothing to hide.
But I don't care about them finding out my identity. But they did. That's the problem. That is unlawful. They investigated me with no crime.
Okay.
And then showed up at my house with no crime, and then decided to give me a warning for prowling, knowing I was recording in public. They knew all this. They had all their facts. They did an investigation. They did everything they were supposed to do, supposedly. They had to because they found my name.
Sure.
So they
So
did
you
their
don't even have a court
investigation.
date. You don't even have any recourse in court because they never issued you a citation or anything like that, right?
No.
So you can't even go and fight this in terms
That's
of
my whole, no, here's my thing. I'm going to fight it in court with you guys. This was a pure intimidation factor, intimidation tactic. It was purely, there was no crime. There is no prowling that I could have gotten a warning for. Nothing happened, and yet it happened. This is a pure intimidation tactic. There was no crime committed, and yet you showed up at a private residence. Oh, that's fine. It's not a problem. You're not a judge here to determine whether or not I have a legitimate complaint or not.
Well,
Your job is to send it up the necessary chain.
Yeah,
Mayor Mahalik has a copy of it and everything too. So that's oh, you have no choice.
No, I'll talk to him today about this, but I can
And
clearly tell
when
that you're
I want to, and if you guys choose that, a violation of rights didn't happen, even though it's all blatantly a violation of my rights, when everyone knew I was just recording, then we'll go to court about it. You guys can waste even more taxpayers' money going to court. I'm okay with it. I've been in talks with a civil litigator. I'll go to court with it. I already have a criminal attorney, so it is what it is.
Look, you seem like a very impassioned person. I mean, you seem like a nice guy overall. You're polite when you talk about stuff. You seem very agitated about what's happening, and I can totally understand that. If you truly felt that your civil rights were violated, I'd be upset too.
You think I went through all this, made copies, and gave it to all these people if I didn't think that my rights were violated? My kids were at home while you guys decided to come chastise me for recording in public. My kids were there on their computer in school and heard it. So yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah, well, and I understand that.
You guys show up on private property of a citizen of the United States of America who did nothing wrong, who engaged in no nefarious or criminal activity to intimidate him so he don't come recording again. That's what was happening. And McCarthy even said, "I don't want you to get ticketed next time." What? It's just to blatantly intimidate me from doing it again. So
can I ask you a favor though, going forward with something like this? We obviously don't have a problem with you videotaping like you do.
You obviously do because you showed up at my house.
That was for West Bend Police Department.
You can tell me what you tell me, what you want to tell me it was for. I'm telling you he showed up and that what was told to me. He didn't tell me, I'm just here to assist Detective McCarthy. So I don't think you were prowling. I don't think you did anything wrong. He asked me to assist, and so I'm here to assist. In my defense, I don't think you did anything wrong. Did he say that? No. He let it ride. I'm telling you what happened. You weren't there. But everyone's seen it. My camera was there as well as me. Okay. So you can believe me or don't believe me. I don't care.
Now you just explained yourself in your own words everything that detective was there for. So you know why he.
No, I don't. No, don't tell me what I know and don't know. I don't work for your department.
No, but you just
don't do that.
To me exactly like I explained.
No, I said he could have told me if that was he was there for. He could have told me that. He didn't. Therefore, he was there to give me a warning for prowling, like McCarthy was, which is in my complaint. He showed up, and that's what we're going to do. Clearly, we're clearly going to agree to disagree. I have no idea. Don't tell me what I know. You know because you're the chief. You should know.
You just told me exactly what I said. You reverbalized it.
I reverbalized what? That he should have said to me, "We don't think you did anything wrong." He didn't say that to me.
Because he didn't have to. Because you were here and you did nothing wrong here. In Hartford.
But that didn't stop him from showing up at my house to give me a warning for prowling.
And I explained that to you before.
Oh, he assisted. Okay, well, this will be determined in court then. I mean, it's plain and simple.
Listen, that's fine.
And it's fine with me as well. Look, you guys never want to take responsibility for the things you've done. You should have been the chief of. You should have been the chief and said, you know what? It was wrong for them to come and do that. I don't know why they did it, but it happened. I'm sorry it happened. It was wrong. It wasn't right, but you didn't. You're saying, oh, we assisted. We had nothing to do with that. Okay, so you're deflecting, so we'll settle it in court.
No, I explained to you.
No, you're deflecting. You didn't explain nothing. You said he had nothing to do with it. It wasn't his complaint. He was there to assist.
Reggie,
that's what you said.
You don't want to agree with me.
I don't agree with you.
You don't have to.
I'm not going to.
Convince you of it anymore.
You sure won't.
You're clearly refusing to listen.
Clearly I am.
Okay? But we are going to be your police department as long as you.
You won't be my police department. I don't call you for nothing.
Well, if you don't need us, that's good, I guess.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of people who feel the same way.
Try not to let your anger about everything that's happening right now get to you.
Right.
No, I'm serious.
You know, that's your guys' statement for everything. But guess what? The shit that's happening is happening. Rights are being violated every which way.
get
This
it.
is a prime example of rights being violated. And you're saying, oh, we were there to just assist. We didn't have anything to do with it. Will you admit it was wrong? No, you won't. Will you admit that Detective McCarthy was wrong? No, you won't. You're going to hide behind your badge and do what you do. And that's perfectly fine. I'm okay with it. You be okay with it, and this is it. It is what it is.
Again, the words that you're using, you're framing stuff for your viewers so that it seems like...
What does my viewers have to do? This has nothing. This might not even get posted.
Well, your viewers are going to understand if they know anything about...
This might not even get posted. I don't post everything that I record. This is for my personal documentation of handing in these forms to let it be known that the forms are handed in. This has nothing to do with my page. See, you're letting my YouTube channel go to your head. This has nothing to do with my page whatsoever. This is to ensure that everybody will know that I gave these forms to you and the mayor and everybody, and they don't mysteriously come up missing.
Letter of intent to sue, I've got that.
That's what this is about.
And Hartford citizen complaint form.
Exactly. That's all this is about, to make sure that it's known that I gave it to you. I did it I did it with at the mayor's office, West Bend. I did it all the same. It's to have on record that I did hand this in, and it was given to the proper chain of command to go up to wherever it may need to go. And if you guys decide, oh, well, we're sticking to our guns and we'll just go to court, and we'll go to court. I have a little bit of cash that I can spend with my lawyer, and we'll see how far with this will go.
Yeah, but I mean, going back to my point before, Reggie, just try, when you do have interactions with people, try not to let your anger overcome whatever.
Go look at my videos and see the anger I projected to your officers. You'll see. I had a great conversation with Officer Koback. I just told you that. When the cops do what they're supposed to do, there is no issues. When they try to criminalize and a perfectly lawful activity, that's the problem. Just because you don't like it, don't mean it's not protected under the Constitution of the United States of America. That's what I'm talking about. You guys are sworn to uphold laws. You guys are law enforcement. If no law is broken and there's nothing lawful to do with the situation, you guys have no authority whatsoever. And yet, just me recording, I was subjected to this in front of my kids. This is a problem.
No, I understand what you're saying.
You clearly don't.
I said that before. I don't know why West Bend had contact with you.
Neither do I.
And
don't matter at this point.
I explained to you why our detective was there, but...
No, you didn't. You said he was assisting.
Let's reverse it and say, let's say that somebody from West Bend came here and was doing the same thing. First of all...
Have you ever arrested a police officer?
With that.
Have you ever arrested a police officer?
Not one of our police officers.
Have you arrested a police officer, period? Have you ever arrested one?
I don't know, because if they didn't tell me they were, I wouldn't know, but certainly there's police officers out there who deserve to be arrested. I can tell you that. And I can also tell you that I agree with you when there's people in law enforcement, like any other profession, that are bad apples, and they don't belong in it. And you know what? It is my job to make damn sure that those people do not exist in this environment.
How come you didn't make sure Ingerbretson didn't come to my house then?
Pardon?
How come you didn't make sure Ingerbretson didn't come to my house?
Well, the day that
there was no law that was broken, so you said you don't have a problem with me filming, and that's wonderful. Officer Koback didn't have a problem. That's wonderful. So then why did a detective of all people, not a uniformed officer, to assist the detective, another detective?
Sure. Yep, perfect.
Of course you have an explanation.
And for whoever's watching this, if you do post it, if you look it up, it's called mutual aid. And that is a law, and he was acting
mutual aid in the unlawful.
The thing about
so it's not unlawful. So hold on. Okay, now I'm going to ask you this. Was it lawful? Was what they did lawful?
I don't know what you did in West Bend, so I don't know that.
What are you talking about? You said you just said you seen the video.
No, I saw Colback's video.
It's the same thing. Me recording in public. That's what it was. I'm telling you what it was.
I don't know.
Exactly. If you can't admit that it was wrong and it was unlawful, then there's no point in talking. We could just send this up to the proper chain and do what we do.
I know what you did here.
You don't know what I did here. You weren't out there either. You don't know what I did here.
West Bend, that we can agree on.
You weren't here either.
So I don't know what happened.
I talked to Koback. I didn't talk to you.
Yeah.
So you don't know what I did in Hartford either. You only know what Koback told you. Or what you've seen in the video that I posted.
Yeah, I saw it on the video.
It was just a little 15-minute video.
Was there any other videos that you did that I should watch?
Not in Hartford. I didn't post them because everyone left me alone. I had a wonderful documentation of Hartford.
Yeah.
And the one little interaction that I had with your officer is what I posted, because I was trying to say, I even said it in my West Bend video. I had a great conversation with that guy. It was awesome. Let's hope West Bend does the same and just respects my rights. I even say that in my second video on West Bend, how awesome talking to Officer Kovac was. So it is. I'm here to highlight good officers as well. I don't know nothing about Hartford Police Department. Don't know nothing about West Bend Police Department. I was intrigued because of everything going on. I wanted to see what police departments were like, the city of Hartford itself, and West Bend as well. I've been back and forth to and from here, but I don't really know much about you guys' city. So
you know what you should do, and we have it coming up in fall, and we'd love to have you, is the Citizens Academy. It's actually an opportunity for you to work with us and do things and learn how we do our jobs here in Hartford, the different tools we use, the different tactics, how we go about certain things day to day. It's a great insider look at what we do, and I would actually encourage a lot of people to do that.
And I'd be up for that if there was accountability involved in this police department. If I'm serious, like this is the issue that I'm having right now. You are sitting here this whole time we've been talking, no accountability has been taken for Ingerbretson showing up on my property to assist, like you say, in an unlawful prowling warning. Exactly, and you're the chief, so that's my whole point. And then when I say statements like you guys stand behind the line of blue no matter what, you get offended. But that's exactly what you're doing right now. So, I mean, it is what it is.
What I don't want to be lumped in is with what your idea is of bad conduct.
You don't know what my idea is. You don't know what my idea. Your preconceived notion has nothing to do with what I'm thinking.
Exactly.
Exactly. So don't try to project.
Yours about me. So
don't project. I'm not projecting onto you. You're projecting onto me.
It sounds like
you don't want me to think that woo.
Cop on me.
I think, look, until you show me you're a good cop.
Oh, I have to show you first?
Yeah. Aren't you a public servant?
Sure.
Okay then.
I've spent.
You're supposed to be a public servant working for the public.
Yeah, and that's what I'm
So
doing
wouldn't
right
you
now.
want to let the public know that you're actually a good cop? You're not one of these cops out here that's a... Are you sure? Because it seems like you're doing quite the opposite. It seems like you're attacking me and trying to make me see something your way because I have a legitimate complaint. And I just brought you a complaint form to tell you the incident what happened.
I got it.
You're explaining to me about how you didn't have nothing to do with it and it wasn't your fault and it had nothing to do with this department. It's all West Bend. That's on you. Those are the words you chose to go by. No, you were there as well. Hartford was there as well. You can deny it all you want to. I have it on video. You were there as well. No, your explanation is not sufficient. So
to those who understand it is, but you don't understand.
No, we'll see if the courts understand. You showed up on private property.
That's fine.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that.
I will. If I lose, I'll lose. It is what it is. We gonna fight it. I'm gonna fight it.
Okay.
I'll be the one to fight you guys in court. Better believe that.
Okay.
We gonna make sure rights ain't violated no more in Hartford.
Okay. That's fine.
I know it is. I'm okay with it.
Do you have anything else?
So we done?
Other than your complaint?
Are we done?
I wish I could have explained it to you in a way that you'd understand it.
So do I.
We can. And listen, Reggie.
I really hope that goes up to the proper chain, sir, and it doesn't come up missing
What
or.
you did in giving it to the mayor was a good first step.
Oh yeah, I know. We got to make sure you guys are held accountable.